Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Henry Kramer, 605 Chaser. All right, we have live coverage here. We are seeing some dangerous storms in South Dakota right here. Current time is 6:29 a.m. Live coverage of severe weather in South Dakota. We do have the worst of the storms are uh, right now the Miller, Highmore, and on the way to Fulton and Orient. Excuse me. All right, just have to verify that we are live here. Be one moment. All right, I apologize. Just try to get the track of this. Also, try to make sure that we are doing the right thing here with coverage. All right, one moment. Appreciate y'all being here. Kind of last minute. I have to work today, so it's a little tough for me to get everything rolling here this morning already. All right, everybody. Hi, Tufts Weather. Sorry, it just takes a moment here. I was trying to get everything ready. Have to work later today. So we do have this Highmore, Harold, Millersdale, Colony, right along Highway 26 in South Dakota. This is extremely dangerous. We already had this morning a report of 110 mile per hour winds, 111.8 peak wind gust at Ambient Weather Station. An Aberdeen office covers that. This is a destructive storm. Let's go ahead and take a look at the resolution velocity here, and you could certainly. This is one that hits home, and I wish I would have been up for this, so that I could have brought this to you guys a lot faster. We're gonna request the sounding here. Not that it really does any good. Obviously, that is going to be clouded, but let's go ahead and put a storm track on this as best as we can here. We're going to kind of draw that out. See if we can find where the front of that is. It's going to be a really rough draft, so bear with me. All right, so what we have right now, this is the front part of the storm. Orient is going to be 6:39 a.m. Fulton 6:43 a.m. Rockham around 6:47 a.m. DeVoe, these are all in South Dakota. Around 6:53, Crestbard 6:54. Chelsea is going to be around 7 a.m. If we zoom out here, we could certainly see significant impacts that will be with this. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this is for Falks, South Dakota, Hand, Hughes, Hyde, Spink, Edmonds. That's the severe thunderstorm warning. Edmonds, Potter, Sully, and Buffalo. All those counties right there. Go ahead and take a quick peek. 2-inch in diameter hail, tornado possible tag on it at 6:32. Severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles southwest of Pullo or 15 miles northwest of Miller, South Dakota, moving northeast at 55. This is moving extremely fast. Highmore, Orient, Pullo, and Halliburton at 6:25. 131 mile per hour winds were reported in Highmore, South Dakota. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm. I did a reel late last night that was discussing about this dangerous possibility with the HRRR that was picking it up. I hope and pray that folks, there's that report of the 130 mile per hour winds. 6:15 that came in from there. So folks that are in the path here, this whole swath, we do have even this storm here, Seneca. We don't want to discard that either. It's kind of the outside of the main area. This particular storm has the 60 mile an hour gust, quarter size hail. Severe thunderstorm will be near Stone Lake around 6:30, so that was right on top of you. Seneca, that was about 6:40 pretty much now. And that is moving off to the north. We got all of these polygons outside of here. This is, let me see if I can somehow get things rolling on Facebook as well. All right, so you have the warnings there. "130 mile an hour winds." These other storms here that we don't want to discard, let's go ahead and put a track on this. 6:28 a.m. A severe thunderstorm was located near Ree Heights, or 10 miles east of Highmore, moving northeast at 65 miles an hour. That's going to impact areas of Zell, South Dakota. So I want to kind of, the residual that we have here, I mean, of these storms, let's go ahead and put a track on this one as well. It's going to be really rough to see this, but I'm going to have to get this spanned out a little bit further here so that we can kind of see. I didn't go quite as far as I should have. Let me see if I can get that real quick. Get a 2-point here. This one. right here. And it's not going to let me do that. That's a little tricky here. So let's see. Trying to get this, draw it out here. Yeah, that's not exactly the easiest way to do that. Manual works way better. By the time I get it done, everybody's going to be... You got the warnings right there. All right, I'm not going to worry about that part of it. I'm just going to have to wing it here, folks. All right, so we're continuing to see the 130-mile-an-hour winds that were reported at 625 Mesonet out of Highmore, South Dakota. 2-inch destructive hail. These are going to be going towards Fulton, Crestbird, for those of you just joining. If you're just now joining on YouTube from the Facebook page, I certainly appreciate y'all being here. Be one moment. These are destructive storms that are on their way. Let's see if I could get this going on. I'm trying to get the Facebook going. I've got to work this morning, so it's really, really trying to push it here. Be one moment. Main thing is that I make people aware as much as possible. All right, we're trying to get this all going here. See if we have live. Hopefully we have live here on Facebook. Let's make sure we do. All right, everybody, we're on Facebook as well, trying to get this information out as quickly as possible. We do have a number of storms that are moving through the northeast portions, north central South Dakota. This is all headed up towards Aberdeen, South Dakota. So folks that are in Ipswich area, Crestbard, Millette, Warner, right in Aberdeen. Again, folks, appreciate y'all being here. At 6:25, there was reports of 100, goodness gracious, 131 mile per hour winds near Highmore, right at smack dab in the town of Highmore. I pray and pray that those folks in Highmore and the surrounding areas are okay, but with that kind of destructive winds, we are very concerned that there is going to be major damage. This severe thunderstorm warning at 6:32, a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles southwest of Polo, or 15 miles northwest of Miller, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. These are extremely dangerous storms. One second. Yeah, John, I'm live. What's up? Who did? I'm live right now, so I'm seeing possibly because of the 130 mile an hour winds. So they have. What's that? You have damage in Highmore? How much damage are we talking? Like, I know. Okay. All right. Stay safe, man.
Oh God, the restaurant's gone.
Your restaurant?
No, the Highmore restaurant, D&K.
Oh.
Oh God, I think a tornado went through here.
Well, it would have to be something with 130. They reported 130 mile an hour winds in Highmore.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yep, I'm here.
You all right? All right. Oh my God. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh no.
All right, folks, I'm live here on Facebook and YouTube. John Hall is on the phone with me as you're listening in. Major damage in Highmore.
Oh no. I've got cell towers down. Oh God.
You got cell towers?
Oh God, I've got buildings blown apart. I've got debris all over the road.
Okay.
I've got buildings missing roofs. I've got signs blown over. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God.
Okay. What do you need from me?
This storm is very dangerous. Do not mess around with it. If you're in the path of this storm, you need to take shelter immediately.
All right, folks, you heard it there from Storm Chaser John Hall. So folks that are in Orient, in the northeast path of this, anybody that's on Highway 26 in north central and northeast portions of South Dakota, even Highway 47 there, and 212, you guys are going to be starting to see that very shortly. This is a very destructive storm. Do not try to ride this out. Get in your basement now. All right, John, I'm got to let you go. Be safe, man. All right. All right, folks, you heard it there live with Storm Chaser John Hall. We are saddened to hear this is happening. We're trying to cover this as quickly as we possibly can, folks. I wanted to answer that because I knew that he was in that area, and I was genuinely concerned. Not exactly what I want to hear. And the question is, Jessica is asking, is this stuff headed towards Fargo? You guys are in the path of it, but it's a long ways from Fargo, North Dakota yet. However, as you can see right there, Fargo's in that severe thunderstorm watch. This is, if I didn't have to work today, I would be boots on the ground in a heartbeat, and I would be over there helping folks. This is the part that I hate is, unfortunately, I do have to work a full-time job and I can't jump and take off. And that's the part that really is frustrating, because I can't go and help friends or the community. Folks, do not, this is extremely dangerous storm. Again, Cresbard, Chelsea, let's go ahead and take a look at this updated severe thunderstorm warning. This is destructive. At 6:46 a.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Orient, or 13 miles south of Falkton, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts and 2-inch hail. This is more than that. They already had 131 130 mile an hour winds, destructive winds that went through Highmore. Folks that are in the direct path of this, Orient, Rockham, a lot of damage is coming from this. So please get in your basement. If you're anywhere in this red polygon outlined area, I'm going to discuss what that is. This is a mesoscale discussion that's saying EF1 90 mile an hour winds. Right now, this is it's already reported more than 90 mile an hour winds. So we're talking with 130 mile an hour destructive winds that were already reported in Highmore. We're on the level of an EF2. There's no confirmation of a tornado, and likely because this happened so early in the morning, there's really not many chasers out there to get that confirmation. This is also rain wrapped. Whatever's in there is going to be very difficult to see. Take a look at the velocity. I'm going to kind of analyze this here for you so that you can understand where we got this. So this is radar estimates, okay? So right now, this has still got 124. We're going to end up saying pretty much 130 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and see the... let's go ahead and take a look at super resolution storm velocity. Look at how intense this is just on that itself, folks. Extremely destructive. And don't let your guard down for folks that are over by Tulare, South Dakota area, down to the south of this, or southeast of the main section. It's crossing over Highway 26 with 120 plus mile per hour winds here, folks. This is an extremely, extremely dangerous storm. Please, extremely dangerous storm. Highmore, South Dakota has already had 130 mile an hour winds reported with this. This is going to the northeast. This is right on top of Orient area of South Dakota. Highway 45, it's crossing the road with those winds. There's going to be power poles. There's already roofs off of buildings. This has been confirmed by Storm Chaser John Hall this morning already in Highmore. There's a local restaurant that is already completely decimated. Extremely dangerous storm, folks. If you're in the path of this, please get in your basement right now. Falkton, you better be in your basement already. Falkton, Devo, Cresbard, Orient, you better have already be in there. These are extremely dangerous storms that are moving off to the northeast. I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at this severe thunderstorm warning right now. So we could take a look at that 2-inch in diameter hail. So this severe thunderstorm warning at 6:46. Severe thunderstorm was located near Orient, or 13 miles south of Fulton, moving northeast at 55. There's hazards of 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts, 2-inch hail. I would say it's probably in excess of 100-mile-per-hour. Make sure that you remain alert for a possible tornado, because basically you're looking at a tornado type of winds. Extremely dangerous situation. The storm is producing widespread wind damage across northern Han County. Seek shelter now inside a sturdy structure and stay away from windows. Torrential rainfall is also occurring with this and may lead to flash flooding. You guys, this is extremely dangerous. The locations in the path here is Chelsea, South Scatterwood Lakes, North Scatterwood Lake, and Mansfield and Warner. Extremely dangerous storm here, folks. Redfield, this severe thunderstorm warning right here. We do have reports of 60-plus-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail with that, and that is moving northeast at 65 miles per hour. Extremely dangerous storm, folks. I can't. This is going to be. Let's take a look at what possibly is going to be happening at this point for this. This is radar estimates here that I'm going to be showing you of what the timing of this could end up being. So obviously this is fairly accurate here with respect to this. So it's going to end up impacting areas of Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is radar estimate. Again, if you're just joining us, this is going to go through Ipswich, Warner. Aberdeen's going to get impacted by this most likely, and then it's going to move off to the northeast, Brighton, South Dakota, Foreman. It looks like it actually intensifies. So I know Jessica was asking, is this stuff headed to Fargo? Based on this curvature here, folks, to the northeast, like Fargo, this is not showing signs of stopping. We're going to start seeing the heating of the day. So Durban, this could be even more destructive by the time it gets to Fargo, unfortunately. Wayne, could this be classified as a derecho? Depends on how. I don't recall the exact amount of miles, but let me actually look up what classifies it as a derecho. I don't believe this is going to be classified as a derecho. It doesn't have the classic signs of it. However, there is a amount it has to span so many miles and have winds at certain amount of speed for a certain amount of time and so many miles in order to be classified. That's just part of it, just a rough. I don't have any official information, but again, it's going into a moisture enriched environment. This is today's outlook. Let me take a look at the forecast discussion. The last time this was updated was 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm sure they're going to be changing some of this tornado outlook from the SPC. And the fact that they have this area outlined as being in a general thunderstorms and a a marginal risk is quite concerning. But at the same token, anytime there's severe weather, you guys, you definitely need to heed the warning if you're in any of those areas. So we do have a chaser that is over Brandon Payne right now, is near Warner, Mansfield area. I am not able to show his live stream. However, areas that are in the path of this would be Crest Bar. I'm going to put a playthrough to make sure we have the latest information here. As you can see, this major just ball of wind that moved through. Let's show folks how this came about. You can see the time there as it impacted shortly after 6 a.m. in the Highmore area. Let's look at that velocity here and show a loop of the destructive velocity that happened. As you can see, it really matured as it went through there, started to gain momentum, and the pinks and the purples, that's the most in those dark blue, that's the most intense part of the severe thunderstorm. I do not know why this has not got a polygon for a tornado. I mean, it doesn't really matter necessarily because it's destructive winds, but in the coming days, it will be very interesting to see what they classify this as. Again, folks, I am not a trained meteorologist. I'm just a guy that's trying to bring the weather as much as possible to folks. Nate, no, not necessarily for Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls for today, you guys are outside of this, and I can't say for sure, Nate, on Facebook here with regards to if you're going to get severe weather this week with the heat. That heat will play a factor, plus with the dew points. I really haven't looked at it at this point in time, and not going to, given the fact we have this extremely destructive storm that is impacting areas of northern South Dakota. Again, folks, you can see the severe thunderstorm watch area that it covers. You can also see the severe thunderstorm warnings polygon, or the severe thunderstorm warnings in the ticker below. These are live alerts. We are live on YouTube as well as Facebook right now covering this storm. I really hope this starts to die out. Let's take a look at the satellite loop for this, get a better idea. Might be a little tough to see it actually. This is an extremely dangerous storm, folks. Already 130-mile-an-hour winds were reported. Over by Highmore, storm chaser John Hall already was on the phone with us, and restaurant is completely decimated, completely gone. Roofs. There's cell phone towers that are completely gone. Again, this is from storm chaser John Hall. I'm not able to confirm that, but I trust his eyes on the ground at this point in time. I'll stay with you guys as long as I possibly can. Yeah, Nate, 130-mile-per-hour winds is definitely wild. That's a lot of wind, folks. Let's make sure that we're thoughts and prayers to anybody that is in the path of this. This is going to be total destruction, and I really hope there's nobody's lives. I hope they spare people's lives. This is This is just nuts. All right, let me refocus here. Millette, Chelsea, Mansfield. Let's go ahead and put a tracker on this and try to get a better idea of where this is headed. We could generally see, but make sure that I get the spread here right. I'm just going to get this out in the front here as best as I possibly can. All right, let's go ahead and put this on the track. I've got to get the cone spread a little bit larger here. That's not doing a very good job of that. Apologize. I want to get this just right for you guys. I appreciate everybody joining. Please make sure that you guys are liking and subscribing so that you guys can stay in the know when there is severe weather. I do have a full-time job, so I won't be live the whole entire time. We're going to try and get this curvature here. And I am just struggling today with this thing. I don't know why. I think it's just because there's so much going on with it, but let's go ahead and verify here. I got to move this out of the way. Do not have the rights to play his feed. Let's try to see if we can get this. Okay. Wrong spot. Back to the radar. It's a fresh look there. Again, folks that are just joining us. Yes, there is a lot of rotation in this for sure. And if we look at the super resolution velocity, you can see where the worst of it appears to be based on radar is over by Zell at this point. Rockham, it's right on top of you in South Dakota. This is starting to actually show signs of turning just a little bit further to the south. And that is likely why they have some of these counties to the south covered. And one second, I do want to call my sister here to let her know. One second, folks. All right, folks. Yes, Clark County is my there it is. There's the polygon that I was worried about. So this is 70-mile-an-hour winds. I was just on the phone with my sister, and she lives in Henry, South Dakota. At 7:09, a severe thunderstorm was located near Redfield, moving northeast at 65, 2-inch hail and 70-mile-an-hour winds. And areas that are going to be impacted, this will be near Ashton around 7:15. Again, folks that are just joining, this is in South Dakota. Brentford around 7:25. Other locations impacted in the path of this severe thunderstorm include Hutterville, Colony, Verdon, Fernie, and Andover. Please make sure that you guys are getting in a safe place. This is going to be crossing over all of these areas here. Let me go ahead and remind folks these boxes. What do you see with these boxes? This is all a severe thunderstorm watch. And this is until noontime. The tornado threat says low 10%. EF2 plus tornado, low 0%. Folks, I don't know what's going on with this, but that needs a significant upgrade given the fact of ground truth information that we have already. Just because it says a tornado risk is low doesn't mean we don't have really dangerous, destructive hail that could have characteristics of a tornado. The super resolution velocity, it does show that it's still pretty impactful here. Let's go ahead and look at the winds here. 98 mile per hour. Again, this is radar indicated. This is not ground truth information. Oh, goodness. Thank goodness. Starting to show with that latest scan, we're starting to see that it's finally some of the winds are dying out. Very destructive still. Don't let your guard down, but at least we're starting to see less velocity returns on this. Again, severe thunderstorm warning, destructive. This has already impacted areas of Highmore, South Dakota, earlier this morning. And this continues to move off to the northeast. This is going to be impacting to areas of Aberdeen. So this is a tornado possible tag on it. Winds radar indicated 100 mile per hour. At 6:46, severe thunderstorm is located near Orient, 13 miles south of Fulton, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Okay, so this is already a little delayed here. Let's go ahead and show you a model estimate based on HRRR of where this could end up. Based on 8 a.m., in between now and 8 a.m., this is where it's likely to be. As you can see, pretty intense there. If we take a look at the severe weather side of it, significant tornado parameter numbers, these are just numbers estimating, and it's a model. So these are some numbers that support that there could possibly be this far southeast. But hi, Felix. Thank you for joining again, folks. I'm just showing you estimates right now. This is not live radar that I'm showing you right at the moment. I will switch back to live radar. Folks that are in Fargo, North Dakota, somewhere around 10 o'clock this morning, we're expecting these storms to not die out too much as it moves through this area. Thank you. I'm good. Thank you very much. Appreciate all the hearts. Appreciate that very much. So these areas of Fargo and eventually impacting to areas of Bemidji around noontime in areas of Minnesota as we push that along. And then it goes up to International Falls. Have a little more of a blip that tries to keep going there. Let's span out and see what else we have. But as far as South Dakota goes, once this goes through, we are expecting maybe some storms to fire up later this evening just south of Sioux Falls. Again, this is a weather model. It's not a exact, it's an estimate. We can't guarantee anything, but these could end up being some embedded pockets of hailers right there. Yes, that complex is absolutely insane. Let's go back to the live radar and show folks. This is the massive storm that we're talking about. Let me go ahead and put up super resolution velocity. Earlier reports of 130 plus mile per hour winds. Look at all these. I can't really zoom in too much, but let's try. Okay, we've got 130 mile an hour winds that were reported near Highmore, right on top of Highmore. Highmore, I don't have the any damage assessments, but other than when Storm Chaser John Hall reported, he was going through town asking people if they were all right. I appreciate his eyes on the ground there. But folks, Ruan, thank you. You're in Clark County. You'll keep an eye out for this one. Yes, definitely. Folks that are on Highway 212, Frankfort and Dolan, Raymond, those areas need to be alert as well because the southern edge of this storm is moving your way. This looks like a ball of wind. So there was a report of 80 mile an hour, 84 mile an hour winds in Miranda, South Dakota. That's just to the east of Orient. And I am sure that we're going to have additional reports of impacting winds. I want to take a look right now and see if this ended up intensifying at all as, or is re-intensifying. Let me back it up here. Goes away. Trying to look over Zell here. It looks like it's starting to recycle a little bit. Right here. Yeah, we're definitely seeing some signatures here that are alarming, that these winds are starting to pick up again. We got 76 mile an hour. Again, these are radar indicated winds. We can't confirm. This is not ground truth information until we have the actual reports. But extremely dangerous situation that we have in northeast portions of South Dakota today. As a reminder, folks, this is, let me get this updated here, see if they have new information at all. They do not have new information. The last forecast discussion was updated at 1 o'clock this morning for today. I appreciate y'all joining. Those on YouTube, like and subscribe. Those on Facebook, if you can certainly, if you're not already following, I try to do the best that I can, holding down a full-time job and doing the weather and family man as well makes it very difficult. All right, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's going to be popping up here. This is covering Millette. Believe that's going to be where they remove the destructive tag on it. Let's see if this is that one or not. There it is. They removed the destructive tag. Hang on. Nope, they did not. But it is a new one. All right. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7:45 for eastern Edmonds, northern Han, northeastern Hyde, southwestern Brown, Falk, and northwestern Spink counties. Thank you, Felix, for the follow. This destructive storm for Chelsea, Northville, Millette, and Ashton. This is in South Dakota, folks. A trained weather spotter at 7:05 was reported 80-mile-an-hour winds 6 miles south of Rockham. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can quickly develop from severe thunderstorms. If spot a tornado, go at once into the basement or small central room in a sturdy structure. Flash flooding is also occurring with this, so you not only have the concern of the winds, but also a lot of flash flooding here. And guys, I'm likely not going to be able to stay live for this whole thing. I will need to get ready. I haven't even showered, haven't done anything. I wanted to make sure that I got on here as soon as I got up and started getting alerts. I wish I would have been able to be live prior to the 130-mile-an-hour winds that impacted Highmore, South Dakota, so that I could have warned folks. Let's go ahead and go back to super resolution velocity and take a look and see if this is still moving through here. Let's go ahead and verify. So right near Ashton, there are some indications of a higher wind gust right here, 75 miles per hour. All right, so officially at 6:25, I just want to get the information out as quickly as possible. So the South Dakota Mesonet station at Highmore reported winds of 76 miles per hour, gusting to 131 miles per hour at 6:25 a.m. The National Weather Service has issued a civil emergency message for the area. So folks that are planning on like going to see the destruction, don't plan on it. This is something that you need to stay clear of Highmore, South Dakota, and let the local folks handle that, as well as the officials. Do not go into Highmore at this point in time unless you are a somebody that lives there. Do not go there unless you are somebody that's with emergency management, somebody that is trained to be able to assist in emergency situations. All right, so we're going to take a look here at the storm a little bit further. You can certainly see it's a broad area of wind, so it's not anything that's isolated. It's very broad, but we are starting to see signs that this is starting to. It's still destructive, but we're at least seeing signs that it is not as intense as it was over by Highmore. Still very destructive, but at least it's showing signs that the winds are getting less intense. 75, 80-mile-an-hour winds are still destructive. I do want to thank everybody that's in here. Felix, thank you. Kevin, thank you if you're still in here. Jessica, if you're still in here. Tufts Weather, if you're still in here, appreciate you as well on YouTube. And then Ruan, if you're still in here, appreciate it. Nate, over on Facebook. Appreciate that very much. Extremely destructive storm here, folks. Oh, look at this guy. This guy's going to go directly in the path of these winds. This is crazy. Let's go ahead and take a look at this hail. All right, so where do we see the most intense hail? Redfield is the most intense hail at this point. Look at that, 79.5 kilograms. That's big time hail. We're talking, this is probably maxed out, nearly maxed out hail. Echo tops on these 60,000 feet. So we're talking 60,000 feet. That's how high up in the atmosphere those clouds are going. The towers. We're getting a little too close to the Aberdeen radar. May have to switch out here in a little bit, but taking on more signs of curvature. So we're starting to see like the inflow. Let me draw it out here for you. So as you can see right here, on the back side of that, we've got these winds really pushing this thing through. And so that's creating more of the curvature that we see right here. And on the back side, all those winds are pushing. That's what we're showing on there. So make sure that you guys heed the warnings and make sure that you're in your safe place, shelter. Definitely still a destructive storm. All right, so this is 70-mile-an-hour winds that were observed. I'm going to take a look at this one. This one is moving northeast at 65 miles per hour. It's going to be, this should be on top of Brentford area right now. Kind of a smaller town. And as a reminder, folks, we're not done with this. Once we've got all of this is all severe thunderstorm watch. So folks that are in Fargo, switch over to the Fargo, North Dakota one here. Let's take a look at that. So using the Fargo radar, you can see it makes it look a little bit more broad, but still quite a bit going on there. Let's take a look at the velocity from that radar. It's a little farther outside. We're kind of in between. Where you see this curvature, that's how far out that Fargo one can go. So Aberdeen is still the one that we'll utilize here. All right, so that was my alarm because I was going to be waking up at 7:30. Little did I know that I was going to wake up sooner. Let's go ahead and take a look at correlation coefficient and what that does. Might be a little too close to the radar to figure out. Yeah, it's a little tough. But this is another thing that hybrid hydrometer classification helps us figure out where that most intense hail is, right in that red zone. So right now at this point in time, I do need to get ready for work. Duty calls. So just going to kind of go through a reminder, folks, that this is moving off to the northeast. Still have that severe thunderstorm warning for Chelsea, Northville, Millette, and Ashton. And this is moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Looks like John McKinney, good old John McKinney, is already on there. He's on the southern side of it, so if he's on it, I have a feeling that he's likely pretty concerned about maybe this area here. Let's take a look at that. He's probably just trying to get into a good position to get a good idea. One moment, folks. I got a storm chaser, John Hall. I'll be muted. All right, folks, I have Storm Chaser John Hall is on the line with us right now, and he's going to give us some ground truth information for the Highmore area. All right, go ahead, John.
I'm in the Highmore, South Dakota area right now. I have ventured as much of the town as I can. There's trees down everywhere. Some buildings are destroyed. Power lines are down. It's a very, very sad situation over here in Highmore right now. I do ask that to kind of stay away from the area right now. Not just because of your safety with the amount of damage that's in here. Just kind of just steer clear of the area. Try and find an alternate route if you're going to Pier or you're going somewhere from Pier. That has to take you through Highmore.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, John. And we pray for everybody's safety and all the workers that are going to be coming through there to help out. As I was stating before, definitely stay away from Highmore area unless you are a resident or an emergency worker that is trained to handle this type of situation. John, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'll be here to keep updates on what's going on here. I'm going to stay in town for a while to help out.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Stay safe, buddy.
Yeah, you too.
Bye. All right. That was John Hall. Folks, be one moment here. All right, folks. I apologize. Back-to-back phone calls of people in the field. We respect and appreciate them very much. Brian England, thank you. Yes, you're welcome for the live stream. I really wish that this would not have happened, but if folks that are just joining, I'm just going to give a model run update here of estimates of how this may end up playing out. It is not a guarantee. This is the HRRR, and for some reason today, this has actually been fairly accurate so far. So let's go ahead and take a look at what HRRR thinks is going to happen. It looks like it could end up missing Fargo or just go to the south of Fargo, be that Walcott, McLeod, right along I-29, Wahpeton, Abercrombie. This is estimates, okay? This is not guaranteed. This is radar estimates based on HRRR weather model of where this could end up impacting next as it moves to the northeast. So again, folks, looks like once it gets past Aberdeen and Langford area, it will still be pretty destructive along areas of Rutland, South Dakota. Actually, Rutland, I apologize. Rutland is in North Dakota. It's just on the border there, just to the south of Lisbon, North Dakota. That's around 10 a.m. And then by the time you get to 11 o'clock in the morning, it's crossing I-29. So folks that are going to be traveling north on I-29, please heed the warning. Stay back. I would stay south of, basically south of New Effington area of South Dakota. That's just north of Sisseton, South Dakota, until it passes through and goes into areas of Minnesota. As you can see there, Detroit Lakes going to be impacted by significant wind threat. I would not be a bit surprised if it has that 70 to 80 mile an hour winds there as well around noontime as it passes through some of the Fargo metro area. Valley City, I have some friends over in Jamestown area, so Valley City got a possibility of that there around 1 o'clock this afternoon with hail, wind threat as well. And then it re-intensifies here. If I can span out a little bit, looks to me that it's going to be re-intensifying and impacting areas of Jamestown, North Dakota. I know we're getting off of the topic of South Dakota, but this carries with it 5 p.m. So Devil's Lake, New Rockford, Carrington, North Dakota areas. This carries with it some possibility of possible tornadoes in here as it moves through. Let's go back to our radar here, live radar that we're looking at right now. And again, folks, this is a dangerous situation. Folks, earlier we did have confirmation of 130 mile an hour winds near Highmore, or right through Highmore. So Highmore, South Dakota. John Hall is on the ground there. And he has reported a lot of destruction. As you heard earlier from him, they had roofs blown off, cell phone towers. I don't know how much damage to cell phone towers, but I imagine just a lot of destruction. I have no visual confirmation of these. Let's go ahead and update folks a new severe thunderstorm warning that has a destructive tag on it. Let's go ahead and pull that up here. Destructive tag on this one now. We are still seeing destructive winds. Get to the right polygon here. 90-mile-an-hour winds were observed with this one. So at 7:38, a severe thunderstorm was located near Stratford or near Warner, moving northeast at 45. So it's actually losing speed, which is, in my opinion, even more dangerous because it could be recycling. 90-mile-an-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail, trained weather spotters at 7:05, and 80-mile-an-hour wind was reported 6 miles south of Rockham. This is in South Dakota, folks. The severe thunderstorm will be near Stratford around 7:45. So get in your shelter right now. 7:45. It's pretty much there. Bath around 7:50. Groton around 7:55. Other locations that are going to be impacted: Tacoma Park, Putney, Claremont, Newport Colony, and Amherst. This is a destructive storm. Please make sure that you move to an interior room on the lowest level or lowest floor of a building, or get in a basement. Quite honestly, basement would be best at this point. Yeah, this is extremely dangerous situation. This is going to end up impacting a lot of areas here. Let's go ahead and see if we can try to get this storm track a little bit better on here. See if I can get this. Maybe get this time. I don't know. This is going to be on the southern edge of this, but I want to... These are some general areas if I can. There we go. So these are some areas, obviously, Hutterville Colony, Condi, Verdon, Stratford, Fernie, Groton around 8:04 for the most intense portion. It might be a little bit after that, but still the front part of this. Bristol around 8:16 a.m., Piermont around 8:16, Langford around 8:26. So this is a destructive storm. There is also now this new severe thunderstorm warning. Let me go back to this one here. And just, folks, this one here, this is a new severe thunderstorm warning here that's going to be impacting to Frederick. There's the polygon. This does not have the destructive tag on it, but it's on the northwest portion of this larger storm. So this is likely going to have 60+ mile per hour winds. Severe thunderstorm at 7:41 a.m. A severe thunderstorm was located near Mansfield or near Warner, moving northeast at 45. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts were reported by trained weather spotters. I told you it was going to impact Aberdeen 7:50 a.m. Other locations in the path of this severe thunderstorm include Columbia, Sand Lake Wildlife Refuge, and Houghton. So make sure that you are staying weather aware throughout this morning. We're really starting to see this velocity again. Right here. Look at this velocity. We see where the red and greens match up. That is some rotation there, no doubt. Let's go back to see it a little bit better. Right here, crossing, what is that? Crossing two counties here. I'm not sure what county that specifically is here, but basically just to the east of Mansfield, between Mansfield and Hutterville Colony, very intense area of rotation looks to be there. See correlation coefficient, going to be a little bit hard to see. remind folks, okay, now they do have this updated. This is the outlook for today. They have an enhanced area for today now, 30% SIG 1 for this area. The tornado risk now has gone further to the south, Fargo area. So Fargo in Jamestown is in that 5% swath for the tornado risk today. 2% risk for areas of Redfield and Watertown, Aberdeen. So it's moving into a environment that is favorable for tornadoes. The wind threat obviously pretty significant there, Aberdeen, Redfield. And the hail, we got Grand Forks, Jamestown, Mobridge, Aberdeen. And then obviously you can see the hail factors here as well. Slight risk, tornado 2%, 15% for hail, 15% with a SIG 1 for the 1. Let's go ahead and go back to live radar here and show our reflectivity here. Really getting some intense winds with this, still showing how that curvature there. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of take a look at the wind speeds here. All right, so this is just showing, just so you're aware, this is just showing the velocity. So we'll go back to reflectivity, but to see the winds, it's going to be a little tough to see what we have at this point. There that rotation kind of went away, so that's good. So the negative numbers, I want to show you guys. The negative numbers just means, you know, the red and the greens is moving away and towards. There's a difference. See if I have my reference guide here. I do not, but still, either way, very dangerous storm there. This area here with this polygon that's orange is probably the most intense part of it. So that's going to be impacting to areas of Andover, Piermont, Langford, obviously Groton, all in South Dakota here. Currently, we're covering South Dakota. For those that are outside of South Dakota, we are expecting to see this continue to towards the Fargo area and Detroit Lakes and Fergus Falls. As we can see, there is a number of alerts here. So we got this one right here. That is the got a tornado possible tag on it. That's the Brown County, Marshall County, Falk, Day, and Spink counties. And then we do also have this southern one that is handling 70-mile-an-hour winds that were observed, considerable damage. This one here, that for the Millette, Groton, Claremont, Langford, South Dakota areas, I'm just highlighting some of the towns. If you're in that path, we're talking 90 mile per hour or greater winds. Going to Falk, Spink, Edmonds County, kind of the Aberdeen area, we're expecting 60 to 65 mile per hour winds with that. That's on the northwest edge of the greater storm. So an extremely destructive system is right here. as we highlight that polygon. All right. Well, we're continuing. I'm going to be going to work here shortly. Let's take a look at the velocity again. I probably need to, we're getting a little bit closer to the Fargo radar. I want to kind of see because it's getting kind of congested in there to be able to see with the Aberdeen radar. I want to see. All right, so we are able to see this. This is probably getting closer. This might be a little hard to. This might not be ground truth here. This is radar indicated based off of the Fargo radar. So as we get a little bit closer to the Fargo radar, it's going to pick up on those intensities a little bit better. I don't believe we have 140-mile-an-hour winds, but either way, this is extremely dangerous. All right, folks, I appreciate y'all. I've got to go, unfortunately. So I appreciate all of you sticking around, that we're able to stick around. But one last look at the model run here of how this may end up playing out. We'll go to, that's looking at 9 a.m. It's going to be just to the north of Aberdeen area. And then crossing over to North Dakota, South Dakota border. And then Walcott and Wahpeton areas around 11 a.m. Detroit Lakes around noon p.m. Noon p.m. That makes sense. And then Valley City gets a little popper over here that could end up having some hail, significant rain, as well as wind gusts in there. Minerva, Minnesota area around 1 p.m. And Black Duck just to the east of northeast of Bemidji, Minnesota. That would be a pretty intense storm there. We do have some back building that would happen in the mid-afternoon time frame as these storms continue to build, and that's when that tornado risk starts to intensify, even for areas of Devil's Lake. As a reminder, Devil's Lake area, that's in that 5%. Grand Forks, McVille, Carrington, Cooperstown, Mayville, you're all in that 5% tornado risk for today. God bless and stay safe, everybody. I'm off to work. I wish I could have covered more.